to speed, up to speed, up to put you.
Live from the apocalypse. If you weren't special yesterday, you are today. This is State of the Game. I am Dano, and what you need to know about me is I don't play the bagpipes. So that's it.
Wow.
And my co-host joins me every week. Has beaten Drake so badly in pool, he was worried about Iceman. He's worried about shots getting fired at him in Iceman. But Drake still took the L's like a champ. But we'll see. There's more albums coming.
More, yeah, in the fall. They give me in the fall.
Yeah, some unreleased. 6 a.m. in Sausalito, catch a shot. But yes, we are here today to do our mid-year show. We have someone. Oh man, someone who is special because they are a curious person. Talking about 91 Rare, Tatiana, a curious person, but someone who knows how to diagram and explain and expound that curiosity. Someone who can take that curiosity and map it to really learning shit. And that's special. That's why you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think about this year. It's wild to look at everything.
Yeah.
So,
I'm about to pull my notes up real quick because I took notes. And make sure. Can you also hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, awesome, cool. I was pulling up my notes where I wrote down my albums. Okay, awesome.
We got categories. We'll get into all that stuff. But just in terms of overview, how are you feeling about everything? Tatiana. Ooh.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, because it's wild. I was pulling up a Billboard list. There's a Billboard list of the 50 albums you need to hear from 2026 so far, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Because we live in a space that's full of underground stuff, right? We live in a space that's full of like these intense, releases from artists who are taking real risks. So they're like, have you heard Bruno Mars? What about Casey Musgraves?
Yeah.
Harry Styles had an album. Yeah. And I was like, man, I forgot about all these records. Like they were not good or important, it was.
Ooh.
There are these lists where they scrape the top. They scrape the most, the releases that everyone knows happened.
The big names.
They put them in an order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get, Iceman. You're gonna get, Bruno. You're gonna get all that stuff. But like, that's not necessarily where the best work is being done.
Right.
And it's fascinating. So yeah, was there any popular music that really captured your eye, Tatiana? Or
I feel like so all my answers are definitely from the underground, I would say. I do like he's up and coming, but I would characterize him more on the up and coming towards mainstream. He's not like up and coming towards the underground, if that makes sense. Deontay Hitchcock's album, I think, was really, really fire. I need to go and pull the title of it real quick, but his album was really, really good. I'm trying to think like mainstream, honestly, like I've lived so on the underground side of things. If it's new releases, I'm seeing like what's happening in our world, to be honest. So that's just where I've been at.
Yeah. And what I noticed, Kay, is like, if you're in underground discussions with people, they will be saying stuff like, oh, Isaiah Rashad is, the pop star. You're like, no, Isaiah Rashad is not a pop star. He is not on that list. Like, and the pop stars are the pop stars. Like, I think the rule, somebody said, you're not an A-lister unless my mom knows who you are.
Oh, damn.
You know, you're not. Mama's not listening to.
Yeah,
It's been awful.
that's a
That's
good
not
way to put
gonna
it.
happen.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, there's like two different worlds. Yeah, the mainstream and the underground, and then there's like the A-listers of the mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right, right. And so
Yeah.
that you're like the people that are further below in the underground would be like, ah, they're living so good, and you're like,
Yeah.
really? They're still on this grind? Like
Yeah.
Jenkins is grinding just like you, man. Like it's
Yeah.
not, yeah, it's not that
Mm.
different.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
But yeah, okay. Do you have any popular music that grabbed you, or were you?
Oh man, I mean, grab me. That's a I I mean I there's popular music like I've checked into. Like obviously when Cole came out and Drake came out, you check those out, but none of them there haven't really been any popular projects that have kind of grasped my attention this year so
Yeah.
far. It's just certain moment, like they release it on a Friday, you listen to it on a Friday, and then you never listen to it again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
and
filler music, it passes, it's a moment. It doesn't really
Yes.
resonate. I feel like the most compelling examples of hip hop, the things that are really moving the genre forward, they're in the underground right now.
Yes. 100% agree.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and we've talked about this. Some of it is that like a lot of the mainstream releases are kind of data dumps.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're not as curated as the underground.
No, not at all. And I feel like they're trying to figure out like what works. And I feel like they're trying to figure out what is going to sell the most. And I feel like underground artists are trying to figure out the best way to get their fans connected. And I feel like
Hmm.
the connection to the audience is a really big marker on where you see like the output and like what the quality of the album is. It's like how much are you actually trying to build and connect with your audience, and how much are you trying to make sure that you gets enough streams.
Right, right. And then but you talk about there is a tricky middle class
Yeah.
happening where you're like,
Yes.
what is Mavi?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mavi's really important. People kind of know Mavi, but your mom
Yeah.
doesn't know Mavi.
Right.
So it's like, where is it? And it's like you're big, but you're big enough to open for the person
Yes.
on the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think about that a lot because I feel like the underground in general, as I see it, and I can probably only speak to like the little modern underground that I've been studying, is like I feel like it's almost like it can be a final destination for some, and for others it's a transitional place. For some people, they will pass through the underground on their way to the mainstream.
absolutely.
And they're using the underground rap space as an incubator space, as a place for artist development, audience development, engagement, things like that on their way to the mainstream. They'll make friends along the way, they'll do cool collabs, but you can tell where they're heading, where their goals for themselves as an artist will take them if they meet them. And there are other people who are like setting up shop in the underground. And like a
Yeah,
healthy, good career for them will take place fully in the underground.
great point. And so for those artists that are passing through the underground, there's like a you gotta there's a point where you gotta leave them in the oven long enough, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I always said that I said this to Kay. I remember when B.O.B. first started and
Hmm.
was first dropping mixtapes. And I remember I was like, this is a superstar.
Yeah.
This is someone who is going to pass through this and
Yeah.
did, right? But someone like Asher Roth should
Hmm.
have stayed in the underground, should have stayed in the mixtape game for a while and like
Yeah.
seasoned a little bit. And
Yeah.
then because Asher Roth is good, like that is a good, talented person, but too early, took him out of the oven too early.
I like the way you're thinking about it.
And that's what I think that's it
Hmm.
happens. That happens a
Yeah,
lot, you know. Um, so you got to kind of be in there for the right amount of time to be who you want to be in the public space.
I agree.
Yeah.
Who do you think is one of the more successful artists who have gone through the underground and then popped uh, in mainstream?
There's a lot of examples, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got a weird one that's my mental placeholder. I can't explain why, but it is. Like I always think about Russ.
mhm.
Look up how many albums Russ has. Russ has 1,000 albums, and he made at least 10 of those when no one knew who he was.
Yeah,
So he was able to kind of do his thing,
yeah. Let me think
and
about that. Yeah,
that's or even somebody like we're gonna have to talk Teller Banks, right? And the come
yeah,
up, like Teller Banks has a ton of projects, right?
yeah.
Been around for a long time, and made steps forward
Hmm.
every year, right? Every year,
Yeah.
more people loving it, more people enjoying it, and coming up in this natural progression,
Hmm.
um, because you know it's not going to be like Illmatic. That's not
Hmm.
going to happen. Where like, oh, they hear you, they love you, and the city brings its finest talent around you, and you make a
Hmm.
class. It's not going to happen anymore. That's not the
Right.
environment we're in. Things are
Yeah.
too scattered. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a singular community like it was at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, it's different. So there's lots of people like that who I think they get the chance to make weird stuff. How many times are we in this space, Kay, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, you'll never hear that project."
Oh, and in terms of
All the
underground,
time
all the time, yeah,
Yeah.
because they've made
all
a
the
ton of projects, and some
Right.
of them they're not proud of.
Right.
They're not putting them up on streams or Bandcamp. It's in a drive
Yeah.
somewhere hidden under their bed.
Yeah.
the quality control, right?
I love listening to those projects when they are available, though.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes like I'll go back and listen to somebody's like first, second project, and if I'll post it like on like my weekly listens. I'm like, why did you play that? Like that was so bad. But to me, I feel like it's very necessary for that work to be available when they're comfortable sharing it, because I feel like it helps other artists, and I feel like it helps me learn what the beginning of somebody's sound was. Like before they got to the polished, like, more mature version of whatever their artistry is supposed to be. Like, what did they stumble over? What did they experiment with? Like, what worked, what didn't? So I like going back and listening to those first projects.
This is this is a Dan hot tip for nerding out about music, right? And this is way back in the day. So, somebody would say, you got to hear Dusty Springfield, Dusty in Memphis, right? That's a really important record. Okay, I listened to it. The next step is listen to the album before it and the album after it.
Yes. Yeah.
So now I understand where she was right before that led into it and
Yes.
where she went afterward.
Yeah.
And now I can start to see characteristics of the
Yes.
artist over time. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
like, remember, Kay, I used to do this to you all the time.
Yeah, that
I
was
used to
Dusty was the
hustle up to
first one.
Kay at
Yeah.
work with a thumb drive and pass him a thumb drive with like, this is the album before Pet Sounds with the Beach Boys when they were trying to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And it just really helps give you context.
Hmm.
So and so yeah, I love listening to an artist's discography and going, oh, everything changed after this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the level up point.
Yeah. It's very essential to like just to get a full understanding of like who they are and who they have the potential to be in the future. Like just even for like future forecasting of like what they might do next. Like I think it's fundamental.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's very important. And I think it's even more important now
Yeah.
because if you're really going to get into an artist, I don't know, there's a lot of artists who kill it for one album,
Hmm.
and you're like, do I really love this artist?
Yeah. Or do I like this project?
Exactly. Exactly. So like, and sometimes I've said this before, there's an album that unlocks the artist for you.
Hmm.
Um, so the Kelly Moonstone album last year really unlocked Kelly Moonstone for me.
Yeah.
I went back and listened to I Digress, and I just
Yeah.
was digging that. And now I'm
Yeah.
picking up, old EPs
Yep.
on the Bandcamp, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is my relationship with this artist is for real at this point. Like this is,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this is my shit now.
Yeah.
Um, so it's, but yeah, sometimes it just flares out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So Kay, so are you saying nothing has really wowed you in either space or just the pop space?
Well, I mean, definitely the pop space, but it's just so difficult uh and now in today's times because you're not really, like I said, you're not really allowed to grow with projects. Like I
Yeah.
think of, the example that really comes to mind is the J. Cole, the fall
Oh
off.
wow.
So that was supposed I what that was released in February.
Fall off. Yep.
Yeah, he announced it like a couple weeks beforehand. And this was going to be like the last hurrah, I guess, for
Yeah.
him.
Hmm.
So the expectation, this was supposed to be like one of those, I guess, landmark albums for the year for hip hop.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the hype was, I mean, people were building it up, and then when you listen to it, it comes out Friday morning. You listen to it, nothing really catches your attention, and then just washes away. And
Yeah.
it's not like back in the day there used to be the radio where you hear it on the radio and you like
Yeah.
grow to love. You don't have those opportunities to grow to love projects anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean, I couldn't even get
yeah,
through the fall off. I'll be honest. I did
Yeah.
like 6 songs maybe, and
Yeah.
then I was like, I'm moving on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to me that's kind of troubling because J. Cole is, I mean, he's one of the bigger people in pop
Right.
hip hop,
Right.
mainstream hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so if he's having trouble gaining and keeping people's attention, what does that say for hip hop in general?
I,
Or
I
I
think
should
it
say
goes
pop
beyond
culture.
hip hop. Like that,
Yeah.
when I started listing off that Billboard list, it's the worst Harry Styles album in years.
Hmm.
Felt like he was on auto, put on auto. Bruno Mars, same thing,
Yeah.
right? Like all these big names, you know, are they're in autopilot, man. They're not doing it like they were doing it, you know?
Mm.
Um, and it goes across genres, right? They've still got the name recognition,
Yeah.
but you're not actually getting the stuff you want to get. Like it's like when you see the trailer hypes it up, you go to the theater and you're like, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that's what it is, and that's why the fall off disappears, right?
Yeah.
The same reason, because you walk out of the theater and you tell everybody, yeah, that was awful, and
Yeah.
nobody goes to see it. The second week it drops off.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's kind of what's happening at the top. There just isn't innovation at the top.
Yeah. And that's like, as y'all are saying that, it makes me think like, is that the artist or is that the label? Is that the machine? Like, where does the innovation? Because like, they're still artists. Like, even though like you know, my love for music, especially hip hop, stays a lot lately on the underground side. I like to imagine like these mainstream artists still would like to bring something to the table. Like they all could not have given up. Not across the board, they all couldn't have. So
Right.
I'm like, there's somebody who probably does have a passion project. I wonder what's happening for the ones that wish they could be more experimental. What the disconnect might be.
You teed me up with a fantastic segue.
Yeah.
So, me and Kay went to a show on Sunday to
Mhm.
see Sun Little, who released one of my top five favorite albums of this year, City Folk. And we were outside and I was kicking my theories, you know. And one of my theories was regarding this.
Hmm.
Um, I prepared you for this, Kay. But like, there is this wave of independent movement, right?
Hmm.
Like
Oh.
Sturgill Simpson, Mutiny After Midnight. He goes and releases it independently, physicals only, no streaming. It charts
Yeah.
huge, does great numbers. Um, Now, guess what? BB Rex is on an independent record label. Empire. Now, Vince Staples is
Yeah.
independent, going through Loma Vista, and so you're starting to see that
Right.
maybe the innovative people are leaving the machine.
Yeah. 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 I feel like they're probably going to have to, because the machine is influenced by another machine. Like the machine, the funding machine that's giving artists access to bring music to life is informed by the streaming and data collection machine that's saying what is worth. And this is something that I'm nerding out about, that I want to write about eventually, is just like what role literally do machines have in all this, and like
Right.
informing, because like all these like repetitive signals about what is worth funding, what's worth pushing, what's worth bringing to the forefront, that in a way is defining, to it not in merit but through visibility, what's good. It's just putting a
Mhm.
bunch of signals on the board. Like, this is what's good. This is what it means to be at the top. And in a way, that is going to contribute to canon formation. And it's going to contribute towards like what people regard as like what this moment was or wasn't. So like we know, because we're tuned in and we want to tune others in, that there are these like signals that are important, but maybe not gaining as much attention from the underground or from more creative spaces. But if you don't get enough pings to light up the board,
Right.
your story might not be included in this moment. And that moment and that history is also going to be like what the canon of like what music was for this day and age period. That's being informed by AI bots and streaming farms and things like that. And, it's all
Right.
it's a loop. So it's very hard. And so even though like my passion for music isn't on the mainstream side, I can feel for them, because like, how do you win? Like, how do you win in that cycle as a human?
Right. You like
Mm.
you might not want to be on TikTok.
Right. But
The
you better
label might
dance.
make you be on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've seen TikTok videos of superstars being like, they made me be on TikTok, so here I
Exactly.
am. Like,
Exactly.
how that's insane, right? Like
Yeah.
to be on a world tour, packed arenas,
Right.
and to be doing your obligatory TikTok, when you don't want
Exactly.
to. That's wild.
Yeah.
Um, when you're independent, you get to dictate how you're going to move. You get to change your plan when you want to change it. Um, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different situation. And a lot of people, they're like, even when we talked to Chris Crack about working with Fool's Gold, he was describing like a partnership, you know,
Hmm.
like, hey, what about this song? What about that song? Hey, what should the single be? Somebody partnering with you, not
Hmm.
somebody, not somebody saying, here's the data set on
Exactly.
what you need to do here and there. Go do it.
Go do it.
Um, because anybody can do that.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't leave you room to differentiate yourself.
Mhm.
You know? So it's yeah. And that it makes me think about people like there are people who I think are stranded a little bit in that
Hmm.
space, right?
Yeah.
Like I keep thinking about Rico Nasty.
Hmm.
Rico Nasty is such an incredibly interesting, innovative artist, uh, who is getting pushes, uh, but I'm always worried that we're not gonna get the really weird shit we could get.
Yeah.
That they're gonna do to her what they did to Casey Musgraves. They,
Yeah.
they've they've made poor Macy Casey Musgraves as normal as possible. She used to be one of the weirdest people in country music, um,
Yeah.
and I miss that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
miss her just saying weird shit, um, and and yeah, that was fun. So
Yeah.
we'll see, but yeah,
Mm.
that's that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, so the independent push, K, do you think that'll spread? Do you think that'll die out? What do you think's going to happen? Is the underground going to? We talked about it at the venue, right? As the pop space goes down in its effectiveness, and the underground gets better. Like if the underground surpasses it, what happens at that point?
Surpasses it in terms of what? I mean, I think the way that I see things, I mean, I think my gut is telling me like the age of like, superstar hip hop artists. I mean, I think that's done.
Okay.
I think that window is done. Like world tours, selling out, you know, selling out MSG, Staples Center. I think that's done. After this wave of, once Drake, Kendrick fall off, I think that that's done. And I think moving forward, it's going to be underground hip hop artists are going to really have to redefine what success is and what
Yeah.
their career is going to look like. Like, I saw there was an artist that came to Maine. Um, I don't know if I should say his name because it's going to sound like I'm knocking him, but he's an older hip hop artist, very established, and he's still touring.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be like that, where the underground artists are going to have to commit, like, this is going to be a job. I'm going to have to be touring for the rest of my life in order to
Yeah.
make a living. Is that
I mean,
something that I really want to do?
and some of them do. Like some of them
Yeah,
love it. But
Right.
who
absolutely.
knows? Who knows? And I guess what I meant by the underground when they meet and it goes the other direction
Mm-hmm.
is some of if you look up who has the most streams, which rap artist has the most streams of 2026, there's some names on there that you won't necessarily know,
Yeah.
right? There's SD Kid, got 665 million streams. You know, there's Suicide Boys, like still doing
But see,
still
that's
doing
the thing. Like the streams are, it. I don't want to call it
Yeah.
manipulation, but it's
of
fake.
course, of course.
Yeah.
We agree, but this is where the disconnect happens, right? The
Yeah,
machine will be saying the most important rapper right now is Gunna,
Yeah.
and
you're right.
we will be reacting like, no, I listened and
Yeah.
nothing was happening. Like it wasn't, but like the underground will be saying the most important rapper is Billy Woods, and when you press play,
Yeah.
it'll sound a lot more interesting than Gunna. It'll catch you and it would stay with you in a way Gunna won't.
So you mean like the quality of the product? Is that more
Yeah,
of
I
what
mean,
you?
if
Okay.
if the pop space is telling you to listen to album A, the underground
Yeah.
is telling you album B, right? Back in the day, album A used to beat album B,
Yeah.
right? Because album A was Kendrick Lamar, um, and album B might be a really good Boldy James album,
But
Mhm.
but it's not on the same level. And whereas when the quality starts to shift like that,
Mhm.
it's be interesting to see what happens.
then again, maybe the underground, and I don't know how major labels work, but maybe there needs to be more coordination in the underground where they low key start acting more like major labels in a way. And what I mean by that is, coordinating release schedules. Like, hey, like one label's like, yo, I'm releasing this on this day, can you space out your release to this day? Because right now, I just think there's just so many options right now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it's stifling everyone in a way. And I think like the underground really needs to figure out how to coordinate and work together in order to give space to artists and let projects breathe.
Interesting. That's
My
interesting.
perspective, yeah, as y'all are saying that, I feel like we're looking at it from a musician perspective heavily versus an audience perspective of what does I feel like these audiences may not want to sit together.
Mm.
Like we're thinking about it like the underground and the mainstream. Like I
Mhm.
went to Big Calf a couple of weeks ago, which I think was like the same weekend as like Coachella, like Big Culture and Arts Festival in Gainesville, Florida. It,
Okay.
in my opinion, was like Coachella for the underground.
Oh,
Big
wow.
Calf is very much like I think this most recent one was like the third or fourth year of it, so it's still like early in its existence, and things like that. But at the same time, it basically served as that, and it was so much more affordable. One of the things that stood out to me was it felt like at a festival level it captured the magic of underground rap rooms and spaces, but then like somehow translated it into a 3-day festival, which was crazy. And what I'm curious about is I feel like Big Calf plus more, like we need that on the underground side. We need
Sure.
our own systems in the
Mhm.
same way like that mainstream does. Like we have different festivals like around the country, and we have these different like things where maybe they don't have to compete. I feel like another thing that happens as the need for like a major hip hop artist shifts or like that standout artist, I think music returns to the people. I feel like music returns to the community. I feel like people dance more. I feel like they find what they like more. And I feel like it's going to, if it's not mass support towards major names, then it's more niche support towards smaller artists and more like insular in that way. And I think we have to consider like what does the audience want, like do they all want to be intermingled? I don't know. I think that hip hop's obsession with competition is what is hurting it so much. I feel
Yeah.
like the need for a star or multiple stars really serves the purpose of feeding the hunger for competition. Who's the best? And I feel like that's so much of that is core and fundamental, like who raps the
Mhm.
nicest, who
Yep.
produces the
Yep.
nicest. Like you people want that edge. They want to be like, mine is better than yours is better than mine. It gives people something to talk about in barbershops or in online communities. And I feel like that is why people are clinging on to that so much. Because if you take that away, what do we argue about? What do we debate about online? Like that's the fun of the sport of
Right.
hip hop.
Right.
And so I feel like without that, I feel like audiences would need to, in the same way the artist might need to change its perspective on what success looks like. I think audiences might need to let go of the need to argue about who's the best and ranking. And I think that's going to be the push against the machine. As long as the audience is really like, mine is the best, I can prove it. Well, how do you prove it? Well, who streamed? Who still sold the most? Who did this? Who did that? That as much as we can say we hate the machine, that just reevaluated the machine. That just reignited the machine. We have to detach from competition and ranking because then we don't need the numbers.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
we don't need
I
numbers.
mean, to your like, when I was writing about Ka, I stumbled upon this theory that in my head. I'm like, the way to replace the ranking thing you're talking about is shopping cart theory.
Hmm.
This is not a competition where there can only be one. This is
Yeah.
a grocery store, and you've got your shopping cart, and you're picking what you want.
Yes.
This resembles you.
Yes.
So this is your shopping cart. So your Bandcamp purchased wall, that's your shopping cart.
Yeah.
And like you get to, you run into a friend, you might see their shopping cart, you might might be interested in something they have in their cart and try and find
Yeah.
what it was. But there's no pressure. It's not a pressurized environment.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me.
Mm.
And the economic point is interesting. I think one of the things Kay was put a thing in my head where I was like, wow. So the flip side of my question is, what happens when the if my scenario plays out, the
Hmm.
underground gets more and more reputable, more and more financially sound. How do those labels reinvest that money into meaningful spaces?
Yeah.
If they start making more money than ever before, what do they do with that money to help grow this, right? So,
Hmm.
as an example, let's say Fused Arrow has a crazy year and they are going nuts and they are printing their own money. Well, then they take that money and they make a Fused Arrow festival every year,
Hmm.
right? And sure, the people that release on Fused Arrow will be at the top of the bill, but they have a lot of connections. People who
Hmm.
are just Fused Arrow connected to Dove, he could easily create a 3 day festival out of the people he knows, you
Hmm.
know? So, and if there's an audience for that, all of a sudden you've
Yeah.
got something that people want to know more about.
Yeah.
How do we do that? And like there would be positive ramifications to having
Yeah.
something like this imaginary Fused Arrow Festival as a young artist coming through the underground. That could be a target on your vision board that you could aim for to be a part of.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly what you're saying. That's what I saw Big Calf at. It seemed like because that was my first festival attending like as press, like as a writer. So that was like
Mhm.
my first stop. And it's like all I saw so many artists like Kelly Moonstone, Mavi, tons of artists we love. There were a number of artists that were there that were saying, "Hey, I think Overcast said it," and Kelly Moonstone were like, "This is their first festival. This is their first big stage." Like I think yeah, it's gonna the onus gonna be on us to create our own big stages and create our own stops that feel meaningful along the way.
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's the art of scaling up,
Yeah,
right? That's like really important.
yeah,
Um, and I'll be interested to watch the visionaries do that, you know? Yeah. Because I can't give you the blueprint. Um, I'm, I'm still over here at my work desk. Um, but yeah, so but let's talk about the year, and
yeah.
it's so far 2026 in music. First question: give me an album that knocked your socks off and never left you.
Mm.
This was on the breakdown as, can you think of an album you weren't anticipating that became one of your very favorites? I just kind of reworded it. My
I
Not
answer,
know.
yeah, my
Yeah.
answer is Luke Chang, Typhoon. I saw it listed as like one of the important R&B releases, and I
Hmm.
was like, I'm into that. Let's check out some R&B releases. And I was like, oh, this thing is perfect. This is
Yeah.
beautiful. And it just has always been my de-escalation, like leave the anxiety
Yeah.
alone album.
Yeah.
So that I come back to. I always have one of those or two of those where I'm like, put this on and recenter.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's been that one for me. Oh.
I would probably say Roscoe P. Coltrane because I didn't know his name. Like I did not know who that man was at all until like I think I was on Twitter. I think I saw Nicholas Craven promoting it and he was like talking about grown man raps. And that was just so compelling for me as a girl. Cause sometimes like as a girl that likes rap, I purposely seek out boy music that like all the guys are talking about. Like, what is it? Like, is it something that like I wouldn't grasp or wouldn't get? And I was just so blown away. Both on the production, like Craven is just nasty. He's just at
Yeah.
the top of his game across the whole project. And I was just like really impressed. Like I wrote about it. Like Roscoe P. Coltrane, he was just like so compelling. His story was so compelling, and I just felt like it was such a redemption story that was not asking for redemption. He was just coming back like he never missed a beat. And I was just like, if this is grown man raps, we need more of it. Like as a girl,
Yeah.
like I was like, I love the grown man raps. I love it. Like, so that was definitely I actually was playing it with my daughter. We were on the way to Big Calf. I'm like, let's play this. And so me and a 12-year-old are listening to grown man raps.
Mhm. That's
And like
awesome.
we're breaking Yeah, literally, like I had no intention of writing. I was just like checking it out, and then I kept playing like a song over. I was like, oh, I'm gonna end up writing about this. This is so good.
It's so good.
You had never.
It's such an important part. Like
Yeah,
Roscoe was such an important part of that Clips unit when they broke,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
And like he was so critical. And I remember his mixtape coming out, and I loved his mixtape. I was excited to write about his mixtape, and then he went to prison,
yeah,
and I was like, ugh. And so I sent Craven a voice note message through IG thanking him
yeah,
because he like when I saw it was announced, I was like, he's got to step his game up. Like
yeah,
Roscoe's one of those people who should have been the guy at some
yeah,
point and never got a chance to be. And so you've got to deliver an album that like feels like this is what you were missing. This is
right.
what you knew was there and what was missing. We were all right. He is this good. And he really did. He like
Yeah,
his best produced album. Um, and he knew the gravity of what he was doing. You know,
yeah,
he knew the gravity of this person's story and talent.
I agree.
So I got to give all the love to Craven on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 91 Rare, this is interesting. You said you had never heard of Roscoe People. What did you find compelling about him the first time you listened to him?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I loved his storytelling. I loved how it was gritty, it was raw, but it was so nostalgic. There
Mm,
was like a tenderness to how he was reviewing his past. He wasn't glorifying it. It wasn't like hearing from like somebody who's like, an older rapper that's like, oh, like trying to make it sound like he's still cool or something like that. It's somebody who's like earned his stripes, he's lived
mm,
life, he's learned from it, and it's like he has like a warmth and nostalgia in the lessons that taught him so much. And he was I just loved how he presented his story. Like I really did. It was very intimate, and I felt like it built intimacy in a way that I perceived as being safe for men. To talk about their
mm.
feelings, to talk about their childhood. Like he spoke a lot about his adolescence across the project, a lot about like how growing up in poverty or certain things that he was exposed to and things like that influenced him, but also with tenderness for his surroundings and love. It wasn't like he was blaming or, like it was just
Right.
really good positioning. And I felt like as a brand new listener, I was like, I don't know the backstory. I wasn't there for that, but I'm like, oh, I want to hear more now. Like this
Yeah,
is great. Like I'm excited for him. So I loved it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Grown man hardcore
Yeah.
is like hanging out with your cool uncle who's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And he pulls up and just has the conversation with you that he wouldn't have if other family were around. And he's like,
Yeah.
let me tell you what actually happened.
That's what
Um,
it felt like. Yeah.
that's what it feels like when like the connection Miles Morales used to have with his uncle that
Yeah.
was in a similar situation before he turned into a villain. But um, yeah, so that's a great pick, and that's a phenomenal album.
yeah.
Hey, what do you have? What do you got?
Oh man, I mean this year has just been a blur. I mean, I think Crayola Circles stood out for me. Fat Tony's project stood out to me.
Yeah,
I just think like I asked about the Roscoe P. Cole chain because I think that that's kind of for me that's kind of missing. What's missing not only in like the underground but the mainstream is character built
Yeah.
compelling people that I want to hear more about their story.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I don't think necessarily that's like a focus for artists now, and I mean I really think I think it's kind of that's why everything like feels blend like everything blends together because there's nothing really compelling out there that's
Yeah.
grabbing attention. There's no artist that I want to hear more, find out more about.
I
Yeah.
would I would make an addendum to that, Kay.
Okay.
There are there are people who are doing an excellent job at doing giant cinematic uh explorations of their life, right?
Hmm.
Um Ancient History by Wiki,
That's on my
right?
list. Yep.
Navy Blue, Navy Blue Surrender, right? Like, dude, Navy Blue has so many bars about just breathing properly. Just like, take a deep breath and let it out. He could be Navy Blue could be in a park, like looking at a bird in his verse, like, and be talking about how it strikes him, and people will love it, right? Like, or
Yeah.
Wiki talking about relationships or growing up, stories from growing up. Like, there are people who are doing excellent jobs at taking that stuff that would normally be boring, right? If you were to
Right.
tell me this song is going to be about this person in the park just getting the feels, I'd be like,
Yeah.
skip. But but these people are so good at blowing it up on the big screen and making it like a blockbuster. Uh, and so there are people doing that are great at that.
But is it compelled? Like I think of people like I don't know. I'll go mainstream, like 50 Cent and Kanye. And I hate to
Mhm.
use them, but from the gate, like you knew, like Kanye when College Dropout dropped, you knew, okay, this is this character Kanye West,
Right. I get what you're saying.
and we're gonna go, you know, this is this character 50 Cent. We're gonna go through them like this is who they are, and every project they're gonna be generally they're gonna be the same. They're gonna be compelling. There's gonna show some change. Like I just don't see that kind of character building nowadays from anywhere.
By the way, it doesn't even sound like you're talking about character building. It sounds like you're talking about world building
No, I
in the
mean,
sense that, like, Kanye with the college dropout, late
yes,
registration, like, uh 50 Cent with the
right.
street life stuff, that, like, this is they built worlds for who they were, like,
No, right,
beyond
but the
just like the telling their story. They
no,
built
but
right.
the character, but the reason, like, Kanye could go from college dropout to something like 808s and heartbreaks and Yeezus is because
Yeah.
the character is established. Like we know what
Right.
Kanye West is, uh,
Right.
Hmm.
the character, not the person. We know what the character Kanye West is, and he was compelling, so you'd want to tune in. And
Yeah.
for me personally, and there's just none of that. There's no one compelling. I mean, I admit there's a lot of great projects that are out, but no one's like compelling in a way like, oh, like I wanna learn more about this artist in a way.
I would agree with that in the pop space,
Mm,
but I can't agree with that beyond that.
mm,
Because to me, Elucid is compelling, like, as a character moving through his world, right? Vince
Billy
Staples
was. Yeah.
is compelling moving through his world, like, as establishing his character and moving it along. There's plenty of people to me that are doing a great job at doing that. But yeah,
mm.
It
yeah,
makes me think about the audience again. Like, does the audience want to fundamentally be compelled? I don't know that mainstream
Right.
audiences would like to be. Are they interested in being compelled? I think underground art
yeah.
audiences want that. They are
Hmm.
looking for that mystery. They're hungry for it, and it leaves space for the artist to do that. And I feel like on the mainstream side, even if an artist wanted to be compelling, I feel like it's going to fall into the parasocial world, because in
Point.
order for them to build that relationship, it takes them probably back to TikTok.
Right, right,
They probably just got like go back to TikTok or landed on that square. So because like how do you compel on the mainstream side? Like what does it mean to build that type of interest in your character? On the mainstream side, you probably gotta do some dancing or do something
right,
viral.
right. I mean, I think, and to your point, Kate, totally right in the mainstream, right? Because the stuff that is popular, we'll get like music like Gunna or
Yeah,
like Lucky. Like, a lot of that stuff is kind of background music, man.
Mm.
You throw that on in the background,
yeah.
you know. Playboy Cardi is very successful, but a lot of it is background.
Yeah.
You don't have to attend every word. You don't
Yeah.
have to process everything happening.
Boom.
Yeah.
And if you're really listening to, and connected to someone's story, like you want to understand the journey of it. You know,
Hmm.
Right.
you're invested. It's a different thing. You're not just scrolling while it's happening.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And to Tatiana's point, that's the difference between the underground audience and the mainstream audience.
Yeah.
You know? Yep. So, but yeah, that is wild. Went hardcore. So, but I do think for you and for having done this with UK, Cradle of Circles is probably a great pick for you. Uh, I think you were very into and enamored by that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because we've interviewed Fatboy Sharif so many times
Yep,
that
yep.
maybe it's because I know him. No, I don't know him personally per se, but
Sure.
we know him. We know of him artistically,
Yeah.
Yep.
and we built that connection with him artistically. So,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, I mean that's kind of so when you get to talk to him about it, it's almost like you're just having a conversation with another person about something
Yep.
cool that they create.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel that. I don't feel that connection with like a lot of the artists that even the
Yeah.
ones that we don't interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Let me trying to see other category. Oh, re-listenability. This is a huge thing for me. Album that you felt you kept coming back to, and like for me, I'm gonna tell you this, Tatiana. I am so obsessive. I have to like set rules, and
Yeah.
like I have to get myself away from albums
Yeah.
for a while because like it's almost like when you're in litigation with your kid about dessert and how much
That's a great
dessert
way
they
to
get
put
to
it.
have. Like that's
Yeah.
what I have to do with some albums and be like, because I would just blow the whole day listening to this. Um, and for me, it was So and So by Nappy Nina and Swarvy.
Yeah.
Uh, Swarvy really took it up a level here, and I didn't understand it the first time. I was like, Nina's killing it, but I don't know about the Swarvy. Then I went played it in the car, and I was like, oh my god.
I love that. Yeah.
It's really a great car album, and Nina is just uh ripping, like just fantastic command of words and flows. Of almost like yeah, almost the gift of gab, like
Yeah.
level performance on this album. And yeah, I can just listen to it over and over again. It's marvelous.
Oh,
Um, so that would be my pick. Was there anything for you that you were just you couldn't stay away from?
I love Willow's Petal Rock Black. Um, that was the one. That's been the album to beat for me since I heard it. I have not put that's the one where I have to tell myself no because it
Okay.
would be my album of the week every week. It's it, I think did it come out in February? It came out early in the year, and I feel like she just set the bar so high from the beginning. Ear to the Cocoon is what is sublime. It is so good, and I feel like a lot of people have either not heard it or not said enough about it. I know she's I think about to drop another project, but Willow Smith is just
Wow.
a formidable force, and I love that album. It is that album sounds like Cell Division. It sounds like homeostasis. It is so connected to like birth and becoming, and it's deeply feminine, but I don't think in a way that would alienate male audiences. It just sounds refreshing. It sounds like rebirth. I recommend it. It's a really
Wow,
good
that's crazy. I
project.
didn't even realize. See, that's what I mean. Like she came out in February, her seventh solo album.
Yeah.
George Clinton feature at the beginning, and then Kamasi Washington.
Yep.
Wow. See, like things like this, like fall through the cracks in a way that I think in the past they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't have as much music coming out week to week
Yeah.
back then. And like, yeah, I saw the album come out. I never listened to it because I was like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and like, I just don't have this on the list. But I just added it. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. That kind of connection with an album is really, really amazing. To have. Kay, did you have it, or were you grumpy all year about it?
I mean, really, like it's just difficult. Like, there's nothing like I've really gone back to,
Okay.
uh, in a way, and I don't know if it's just me, like things that I have to work through musically, but yeah, there's nothing that and what we're June
June,
24th
yeah,
now,
end
That's
of
great.
June, yeah.
Yeah.
and there's nothing compelling to me that I listen to, that I go back to and listen to on a weekly basis.
Nothing is stuck to your ribs in
No,
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
it's just it's almost, and I think it's almost like a buffet. Like, you have
Yeah,
so many options,
Yeah.
you just get overwhelmed with options,
Yeah.
and it's just really changed the way that people. I shouldn't say people. It's changed the way, like, I've consumed music.
yeah,
I see that. I think that's fair.
yeah. The other question to build off what Tatiana was talking about with Roscoe P. Coltrane, is there an OG artist you were happy to have in 2026 who came back and lit it up? I threw Jill Scott in here. I was delighted to have Jill Scott with a new album in 2026. When it came out, people were like, "It's not her best," and I'm like, "But you got to be happy that she's here, and it's a really good album, and
Hmm.
its best parts are some of her best work. Period.
Hmm.
Like the Math is one of the best Jill Scott songs I think ever. Uh,
Yeah.
and the Tierra Wax song, like there's lots of great stuff on there. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Everything doesn't have to be a classic. I was just happy to have her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anyone else, Tatiana, that you
Yeah.
felt like that?
So from my perspective, I picked Elucid for this because this was my first as like a baby Arm& Hammer fan. Like a year ago today, I did not know who Arm& Hammer was. I had never heard of Billy Woods.
Okay.
I had never heard of Arm& Hammer. I feel like I don't want to overspeak here, but I feel like I've heard like 95% of I've heard of 100% of Arm& Hammer. I feel like I've heard of 95% of like both of like their discographies. There might be a project or two left, but I've really like tried to do some hunting. I
Yeah.
went to their first stop of the tour in Durham, North Carolina a couple weeks ago. So I got my little t-shirt. So I'm like, okay, I feel like I've gotten my got my feet
Yeah.
wet. So I was really excited for Elisa's project because I feel like it was like my first like as in the fandom
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
from Elucid. I really like I guess you had to be there. Like I
Yeah.
was so excited for it. And it's good. I love Equiano, and I love listening to Equiano and Solarium together. Like I feel
Yeah.
like they're cousins. Like I feel like they're related. I feel like it connected so many dots for me just being new to
Yeah.
being an Arm& Hammer fan and being an Elucid fan, being a Billy Woods fan, just understanding the world better. So I would definitely say Lucid's project was like the OG project, like listening to a lot of his older work and then like being able to experience what a new drop was. I thought that was special.
So yeah. I mean, that's a great. It's almost like when everyone's talking about a TV show that you haven't seen,
Yeah.
and after the season's over, you catch up,
Yeah.
and then you're so hyped for the next season because you're like, I'm there now.
I'm there now.
And that's where you were at with Elusive. That's fabulous.
That's exactly what it feels like.
And yeah, it was. I remember. Yeah, for me, that kind of teeter tottered. I think way back in the day when I was listening to Armand Hammer, I was like, well, yeah, Wood's friend Elucid. Like that was kind of what I was. It was in my brain. Woods and his friend Elucid, and like um late, and then I started being like, "Ooh, we kind of caught him there." It
Yeah.
was you know, uh, it's almost like watching Training Day Like
Mhm.
you watch Training Day, you're like Denzel killed it, and then the fifth time you watch it, you're like, man, Ethan Hawke is so good. Like, and that was how like it was like okay, and yeah, it just shifted, and I started understanding it.
Yeah.
Better. But yeah, that's awesome. It's a great pick. Um, are there any OGs you were happy to have around, Kay, or were you like, get
I
out of
mean,
here?
I'm always happy to have the OGs around. I
Yeah.
I did like Jill Scott's project,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
but other than that, it's a
All
blur
a
to me.
blur, man. It's all a
Yeah.
blur. I'm just happy you're here. Happy you made it. Um, so we'll switch up here. So this is kind of an interesting one. Who has dominated 2026 most impressively? I went with 10K Records, right? So originally, I always thought of 10K Records as a good and reliable place to find Mike,
Yeah.
right? 10K Global website is really good, really easy to navigate. They always have what they need to have. I was like, that's awesome. Shout out to Mike for being in a place that makes sense, right? And then, T Gray Funk by
Yes.
Sideshow drops. Uh, you know, the Happening dropped end of
Yeah.
last year. All this, they're just like there's all these important projects happening, you know. And yeah, Pompeii Utility with Earl, and it's all 10K records connected.
Yeah.
Um, and the buzz is really there. Um, Putting their name on the map. Really impressive, I think.
Definitely support that. Yeah. TK Funk is insane. They're on an insane run.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you have for that? That you want to read?
I thought of Teller Banks because Hate Island and then Mathematics, and rumor has it there are more projects to come this year before the end of the year.
Right.
Um, if those actually, like, if everything is going the way it looks like it's going, I don't know. Like, that's a very, like, that man is hungry. That man is on
Yeah.
a mission. He did not come to play with any of us. And Hate
Mhm.
Island, like, I feel like I played Hate Island. I was like, I don't know what I just heard, but it was kind of cool. It probably took me until like the fourth listen. I was like sitting in the car, like, what was that? What did they do? Like, oh
Yeah.
my, I was losing it. And I'm like listening to the production, and it's like these like triple dollar sign, like, what masterminds, like they're
Yeah.
so crazy, and it's like the way they work together is just, it's just beautiful. I was really blown away by that, and like needed to go back and do a deep dive, and he's just so compelling. He is, his style, in terms of character, like you want some character building, you want like somebody compelling, like he's a rock star like that. I think he is going to go crazy. I think that that is our next big star. He if there is a star in the underground, I personally think Taylor Banks has a lot of potential to be that in the coming years for us, because his energy, especially while he's performing, it's crazy. It's very crazy. Good
And
stuff.
I
Very
don't
good stuff.
I don't think I could name a better rollout in the underground than the Hate Island rollout.
Eight Island.
Like
Yes.
it
They worked
was
so hard.
at when the Drug Money album came out and every was on everybody's list. First thing they all of them said was, "Wait, Hate Island."
Yeah.
They just started randomly saying Hate Island all the time and building this kind of buzz, but it was like done in a very inside joke way.
Yeah. That you
Where
like, if you saw
yeah,
it on the timeline, you were like, what are you guys talking about? I thought that was so, like, that was good. That was smart.
and it was just organic. It was like they were talking shit and doing inside jokes with each other about this amazing thing that we didn't know yet.
Yeah.
And it kind of just it turned into press and it was everywhere and everyone was
Yeah.
talking about it. And we've talked about this before, Kay. You can't have a successful event if you don't have the thing to pay off the event, you
The
know?
payoff. You're right.
And
Build
Hate
right.
Island is a great payoff for that
Yeah.
rollout.
Yeah. It really
It
is.
delivered.
They absolutely did. In fact, the song Hate Island I thought was so like that's how you do a title track. Like it's just oh man, it is good. Like Teller is he
Mhm.
embodies that character that I think that the case talking about in terms of like okay, like I want to know more about this rapper, the
Mm.
character they're bringing to life. I think I saw Professor Sky's video try and he was kind of questioning like is
Yep.
is this Teller, is this a character he's putting on? Like he leaves audiences like how much of this is a performance, how much of this is like your real life, and it's so compelling. And then he comes out like in all black and like a mesh shirt and is just like
Mhm.
going crazy into the mic, and it's like yo, like this is for real, like this man is doing it. So yeah, they're doing amazing things.
Wow, I didn't know. I didn't realize he released another project.
Yep.
It's
Math
nuts.
math. Yeah.
It's nuts. Like that is
Yes. Yeah.
that's even crazier with the use of the voice. Like his
Yeah.
voice is all over the place on that. It is nuts. Yeah, you got to check that out, Kay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that was produced by 16. Yeah, that's fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's more like that's the thing about Teller is he loves all these different worlds and spaces. So
Yeah.
he loves Elucid, but there's a lot of Playboy Cardi on that mathematics.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good balance. I feel like, in fact, if we ever were to like think about like who our person that could kind of blend those worlds, like if you thought about like as a Venn diagram, like who could attract both audiences, I definitely see that as Taylor Banks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like he definitely, I think, has what younger mainstream rap audiences love and would feed off of, but it's still so underground rap. It just is.
Yep. And because you'll hear like songs like My Cousin. If you listen to My
Yes.
Cousin on that,
Yes,
it's
fire.
it it still has that kind of Playboy Cardi. We're slurring the words, we're bouncing around, but you know what it's about. You know what
Yeah.
he's talking about, and you know it
Yeah.
means a lot to him. So
Yeah.
it's not frivolous. It's not tossed off. So yeah, I gave him MVP last year.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to give back to backs.
Yeah.
But like holy crap, like he has really, yeah, he's created his own army,
Yeah.
um, and it'll be, and his relation with Rent Money is fabulous.
Yeah.
It to me, if the Rent Money album gets the traction that I hope it does, because like I've always said, to me, Rent Money is the Beanie Siegel of this clique.
Ah, I like that. Yeah, I just saw Rent Money perform last week. Yeah, fire. Yeah.
I'm like, so if he can really attain that and deliver on that,
Yeah.
and give me like first album Beanie Siegel
Yeah.
intensity, then I'm fucking there. We're
We're
all in.
there.
It then becomes like a full on movement.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Yeah, that's a great pick. Um, yeah. Did you give your pick, K, for who you thought would has dominated 2026 so far?
I mean, dominate. As I said, it's up in the air to me. But Tyler Banks is
Yeah.
the fact he released something in so Hate Island, the original Hate Island, came out March, and then turned around in June,
Yeah.
and he's got more. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And they're both really important. They're
Yeah.
really and look at what he released in 2025.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
You
he's
know,
on, yeah.
he
That's
released
what I'm saying, like
multiple
that
projects in
hunger.
2025. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, he's on a run, on
Yeah.
a run. It's a great one. Any other of these 2026 questions, Tatiana, that we should think about? Do you have any?
Look, I think I know we touched on Wiki. I think Wiki's album is nuts. And I had put him down as my most listenable. Absolutely. Like, so first of all, Wick is crazy. Like Wick, that
Yeah,
like just great. But then like ancient history is such a beautiful to me modern love letter of like New York. It's so New York. It's so New York in such a tender way. And even like what you were saying earlier in terms of like the ability to turn something that might be perceived as mundane into something. He did such a great job of world building, of building bringing people who aren't from New York and don't have those experiences of like every day, a lot of the nostalgia and just like the growing pains and even his own personal development, navigating, alcohol or women or just like getting older and things like that and finding your place. Wick did so good. It's so good. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be one of my top albums for the year for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The superpower that he has developed, and I've gone on some rants here about like I'm really proud of Wiki because he wasn't always regarded as a top MC,
Hmm.
and he built himself into one,
Yeah.
and that's not easy.
Yeah.
So to be on like albums with Mike and stealing songs, right? To be like, that's not something you do without hard
Yeah.
work. So his superpower is there are so few people who I'd rather hear tell me a story about growing up. Like
Absolutely.
all throughout ancient history, Kay, there's like it's a lot of it is about going to a Catholic school
Yeah.
as a half Irish, half Puerto Rican cat in New York
Oh.
and being like an alien there. Uh, and it's really fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool. But you're also like you're sitting in the park, Central Park. Like
Yeah.
he transports you there. Um, and I think he kind of really, I don't know, see the turning point for him with that skill set was that
Hmm.
Navy Blue album with Rufus.
Yeah.
Like if you go to you check out the Roofs video by Wiki K, it's
Mm.
like it's exactly what we're talking about.
And let me ask, how did you guys both hear about this project? Like where did you
Twitter.
both? Oh, so you heard about Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was it? Was it like Twitter where?
I feel like just on the timeline, I follow Wick, so I think I
Oh,
just saw
okay.
him
So
posting
you knew
about it and stuff
that.
like that. But I saw other people sharing out about it too, and I think he dropped the first single, Park. I don't remember when he dropped it, but I feel like just checking out his singles and stuff too. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's because I asked that, is social media how you get like a lot of your
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
feel like it's essential. Like, to be honest, like, and I think to our early conversation about the role of the machine, like too much machine, it messes everything up.
Mhm.
But in a way that might be uncomfortable but true, the machine plays an essential role now. We cannot, we especially without, and it's not even bad because the machines change. The radio is a machine. Like
Yeah.
that is a machine. It's a different machine, but
Right.
it literally the machine has always been there. The machine's evolving with the music. And so like now without the radio, without oh, this is about to drop, I'm gonna play preview this, come do an interview, things like that. There's still people who obviously tune in, on a different level, like Breakfast Club and things like that. But it's not the same thing as like what you'd hear with in the car or something like that, riding around with your friends or whatever. So yeah,
Mhm.
that social media, like it's that part of the machine is essential.
And sometimes it is what we just talked about following, Wiki and then finding out about the album. Sometimes it's like I'm in everybody's Discord, okay?
Mhm.
Everybody's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm in Vince Staples' Discord now. I'm everywhere. So, um, like Rhino, who helped organize our Backwoods Fantasy Draft, right? Me and Rhino are soul music people. We love soul music. So, a new crazy soul album comes out. I'll tag him. Have you heard this? It's on your radar? And he'll
Yeah.
do the same to me. And so we make sure we don't miss that. And,
Yeah.
and Thick, who was on for the Blue Hill Bill, Devo the Genius, Kill the Artist,
Yep.
uh, episode one of our most listened to episodes. Thick loves the knucklehead music that I love, and so he'll hit me with that shit. So,
Yeah.
um, I
Mm.
that community
The
and
community.
my timeline is music nerds who are talking about important shit too.
Yep.
So Rohan is posting about an album I haven't heard yet. He's getting me interested. I'm going to go over there. Like
Yeah.
it's these communities are key because they end up catching the stuff that you don't catch.
Yeah.
They're a safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me piggyback on that question. So, how would you contrast that to how you discovered music in like the late '90s, early
Mhm.
2000s?
Was it for me like it might be the same thing just in a different way. Like
Okay.
I would go over to my best friend's house and he would play me The Chronic for the first time
Hmm.
and I hadn't heard it. And his dad would play us jazz
Yeah.
that we had never heard before. And my dad would play blues that I had never heard before. And like we were still kind of giving each other game. Like it was probably even more that social community than it is now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, as to that question, I was thinking like definitely early 2000s. I'm remembering watching MTV and VH1 before school, or like
Hmm.
rushing home to watch 106 in Park. Like the music video was
Yeah,
so important
yeah,
back then. I suck at watching music videos. It's like now I feel like going to YouTube, it's very different than being able to like just passively like turn on the TV and engage with music videos. So that was like really, I would say, a big part of it, or like mixtapes, like back when people were like, LimeWire and stuff, and like make
Right.
selling their little CD mixtapes at school, or whatever else. So yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So there's a social arm, Kay, that like
Yeah.
yeah, that provides you these things. But yeah, it for me, um, I fell in love with a lot of albums that didn't have a thread through them,
Mhm.
that weren't narrative stories.
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
found a lot of great albums that were just nasty, going crazy fun. You
Yeah.
know, um, Nicholas F. The Undisputed is an example. Uh, Fat Ray Santa Rosa with Raffi. Like
Mhm.
I just really enjoyed going on the ride with these great people who are great at rapping. So and so is
Mhm.
probably like I don't have a huge thread through there. It's just kind of a great album. So
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I kind of grew up with that, you know, where everything wasn't necessarily deeply conceptual, and some things were just nasty rap albums that you loved.
Yeah.
That was cool. But it's also been an incredible year for R&B. I've loved a ton of R&B.
Mhm.
We should give shouts out like Ari Lennox Vacancy was a lot of fun.
Mhm. That's a great album. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. You know, the two of the people that I was super into in terms of like just really badass, innovative people in the R&B space. Shout out to Live.E, uh,
Yeah.
Kareem Riggins and Gina, and they did an
Gina.
empty on
Yeah.
Tiny Desk.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
so nervous. It was awesome. I just never seen her nervous before. That is such a
Yeah.
confident organism. I was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
cool. And that album is amazing. It's
Yes.
definitely top three
Mhm.
for me all year. Um, and the Yaya Bay album
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
really
That's
that
another
shit
one.
really grew on me. K. At first, I was like, "Is this too conventional sounding?" And I just got lost in how good the songs are. Like
Yeah.
how good she is at writing and creating songs that stick with you. It's just a hell of a creator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are people in my world who I wanted to give love to. Yeah. And anybody else we should talk about? Any other albums we should talk about? And any other themes?
I guess I think we're closing up. Like, where do you see the second half of the year going?
Oh, yes. Um, I really don't know. I feel like Who's announced? I'm looking forward to Chuck Stranger's project.
Oh, that's gonna
I
be great.
think, yeah,
Yeah,
that's coming out in a
Lon,
couple of weeks. I have an
Lon.
eye on that. I'm looking forward to Chuck Stranger's project. I love Torn in Two. I think he dropped this single at like the end of last year. That has been my go-to song all year. I can't wait for that project. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would like to see Kay. We talked about like Mavi and people being kind of stuck in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Isaiah Rashad's "It's Been Awful"
Yeah.
is so good,
Yeah.
and I would love to see like somebody who, on a major scale, who has all the money and capability to, to do something like that, do something interesting like that, where it's very melodic, uh,
Yeah.
but there's real darkness and sadness there. You know,
Mm.
I want to hear the Rick Ross version of "It's Been Awful."
I had
Mm.
to sit with It's Been Awful. I did like the project overall. I think that I wanted like Zaywop raps and it was
Yeah,
like Zaywop melodies. And
right.
once I was able to put down how much I wanted, and he does rap on the project, but it's like you said, it's a more melodic project. Once I like accepted the project for what it was and not what I was hoping it would be, it hit a lot more.
I was actively mad at the album on the first listen, and then by the third, I was like, "Oh no, this is
Here we
I
go.
get this, I get this." So yeah, that's how it had to happen, and
Yeah.
it's so groovy, Kay. It's so
Yeah.
groovy. Like I
Mm.
could see, yeah, I could see Schoolboy Q taking this direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing something great in that space. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my thing. We need people to we need somebody in the driver's seat in the pop sphere,
Yeah.
uh, or it's just gonna all collapse down into itself,
Yeah.
um, which nobody wants. But yeah, maybe some people want. But yeah, anything in conclusion, or should we chill? We'll chill. Let's go to uh, let's go to recommendation corner, people.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dose One, who has been on the show, Kay,
Mhm.
has another EP coming out with the fabulous Hike Keach, who is mad
Oh.
slept on. And you've got to hear this first single. It's called Human Satan. And
That's a sentence.
it's classic Dose One madness. It is so good. Um, yeah. The the second one, I couldn't go with the show without saying it. Critical Thought, Sha Ray and DJ
Yeah.
Haram is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, I adore having Haram's production in my life.
Yes.
Um, because I am someone who creates comfort wherever I go. I mitigate
Yeah.
risk. And she is a restless person who grabs me by the lapels and goes, "People are dying out there," and I'm like, "Oh, shit, good point." Um, so I need that, and Share is masterful on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a great ride. So that's to the third one, K. The Ecstatic is getting a deluxe re-release through Rhymesayers. I'm assuming that's because they handle the MF Doom stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, they're getting official. There's like bonus tracks and stuff. It's wild. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's cool. So that is my favorite, of the Yasin Bey stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock the shit out of that tomorrow. I love that album. But yeah, so those are my three. What have you been rocking, Tatiana?
Let me pull up Spotify real quick, and I hope it doesn't freeze anything. There's an album by a producer. His name is Kenton, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he just graduated high school. Like, I think I followed him. I was like, I think he might have just graduated. The album's called Score, and it has I think he fully produced it, and he has Young Morpheus on it, Dystopian, Dakari. These just different artists. Some of them I was familiar with, some I wasn't. When I tell you that album is so fire, like I really like it, and I think he's a new young producer. So I definitely recommend that. I liked Baby Mother's Rent Due a lot. Like I just love Baby Mother so much,
Yeah.
and I love Rent Due. Another fire project that I think it might have gotten lost in the things, as everybody was
Mhm.
shuffling around music, but I think it's worth revisiting for sure. I'm trying to think of like,
And by the way, that is someone Haram should do an album with.
yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes.
That makes sense to me.
That makes so much
Um,
sense. Yes.
yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll probably put an extra vote for Critical Thought. Absolutely. Like yes, I loved it. Blown away. Really enjoyed it. Want more people talking about it. Yeah. I think the girls, the baddies of the underground need that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Okay, anything you're rocking with?
Nothing new this week, but I'm gonna check out. So what was the name? Baby Mother
Yep,
is
Yeah, baby
yep.
mother.
Rent Due. Rent Due is the name
Rent
of the
Due.
Right
project.
new. Yep.
Okay, I'm
And
intrigued by
it's
that.
BBYMUTHA. Yeah,
hmm
she's great. She's great. Um, yeah. Okay, did you see any important movies recently? Have we talked about
Not
that?
important. I mean, no, nothing. I did see Toy Story 5, but that's
Oh, okay.
okay.
I can't
Uh,
I can't like Toy Story 4 was so epic to me.
yeah,
And as a philosophy major, it had things going in my head.
yeah,
That to me is the end. I can't, I'm done. I
yeah.
don't see it.
This smart. Yeah, that's actually smart. Smart way to
Uh,
approach it.
sometimes when it's like, no, that's the ending, and I choose that to be my ending.
Yeah,
I like
Uh,
it's a good way to put
like
it.
I got to show my son. So Father's Day happened, and I
Yeah.
mapped out some things I wanted before, came prepared, and I wanted to be able to pick the movie we watched. So I made my son watch Life.
Oh, that is dope.
And if it's so much Life, it is fucking great. Life is such an amazing movie, dude. It's such a perfect cast of amazing people. Um, and it's so
That is a
and
great. You're right. That's a classic. That's a modern classic.
Yeah.
his favorite character was Martin Lawrence's character. I was like, you, bro. But yeah, it was, and Eddie Murphy's a genius, man.
Yep.
I mean, that project
Bernie
is a
Mac was in there. Oh man, like
yeah, yeah, just countless, like all the great black characters. Anthony Anderson is a chef,
oh
you
man,
know.
yep.
Classic.
It's just bangers.
Yeah.
So and it's wonderful. And my wife was like, it's not as sad as I remember it. So that was cool.
Yeah, I got to go back.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that.
it's a great walk through American racism, like
hmm
in terms of like how much it costs you, how needless it is,
Right.
the whole storyline, with the watch and that story. It's yeah. I'm glad I was able to show it to him, so he can know that that shit is a real part of history.
Yeah.
Um, you never know how people are going to teach your kids.
Yeah.
So, but the other one is I got to go see I Love Boosters.
Oh yeah. How
Yeah,
was it?
love that movie.
Yeah, I had a real I dropped a thread
Yeah.
on Twitter about all the cool important things about Boots and about him as a director,
Mhm.
that are so interesting and so dope. It's a necessary view, certainly.
Yeah.
Um, and his movies aren't perfect. Like he is, I think in the thread I said some people are saying like his movies are too much, but
hmm
Boots Riley is the principal purveyor of too much. He's excellent
Mm,
at too much.
I
Like
like
too
that.
much is where he specializes.
Yeah.
So he crosses over to the other side of like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, and that's a special thing.
Yeah, I mean Boots, and then I think Kiki Palmer
Yeah,
and Taylor Pate. I mean, no, like Kiki's I, I don't know if she's a superstar yet, but she will be. She's
Mm,
getting up there.
she is very versatile. Like she's
yeah.
Absolutely.
very much more versatile than I think people gave her credit for. I think
Mm-hmm.
when she broke, I think the machine was like, "Oh, this is our new Tiffany Haddish."
Mm. Right.
Um, but she proved that she's got a lot more than that
A
going
lot
for
of
Yeah.
her. Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
phenomenal actress.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan. So yeah, it was phenomenal because it was like there were a lot of great female characters.
Mm-hmm.
It was held down by female characters,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and because of that, there were black women in that movie that I don't see in other movies.
Mm.
Like I've told Kay this, I tell everybody this. I would not be here without black women looking after me because I'm a fucking idiot and I needed help, right? And so, and black women cared for me as friends and got me to where I needed to be. And that the lady Sade in that movie, who is like the best friend of Kiki,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that that's the kind of those are the kind of people that got me here.
Yeah.
So it was great to see somebody like that on screen because you typically you're getting a lot of one or two dimensional situations.
Mm.
100%. Yeah. I had to check that out. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
great.
it's phenomenal.
Very
That
good.
was the only movie. That's really. I think that's the only movie this year I've seen twice. I ended up seeing that twice.
Nice.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a crazy flick. So yeah, definitely check it out. And I can't wait for the Street Fighter movie in October. That's going to be terrible, terrible. I'm excited for that. Um, oh man, what a cast. But yeah, that's I don't know. Anything else that we should discuss here? I mean, thank you for being on, Tatiana. This
No,
was
thank you for
fabulous.
having me. Yeah, this is so
Great
cool.
conversation. Yeah, to reiterate what Fat Ray said on episode 300, support these artists.
Hmm.
Support these artists. Support this, support these people so that we can create something
Yeah.
beyond what we have now.
Yeah.
If we're dissatisfied with what we have now, we have to, we have to get the means to erect something new.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there you go. I just said erect and it wasn't sexual. You got
What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow